The other day when I was streaming Mario and Luigi Brothership, I turned down the volume for that. Wait, but I did an Assassin's Creed Valhalla stream after that, so maybe it was that I adjusted the volume for? And now I don't know if the volume is quite right for Final Fantasy 16 here. I also want my camera to be like that. Yeah, that's a little bit better there. I prefer that. So I'll see if I end up needing to adjust my volume here. In fact, I think I'm going to preemptively adjust it to there-ish at least. Or maybe here-ish. Because it seemed a little bit quiet, and this seems a little bit better here. So, ended up doing the... Oh god, the Something of the Fallen last time. Echoes of the Fallen. Oh my goodness, I kept on wanting to say, like, Origin of the Fallen or something like that, but I actually just straight up blanked on what the name of the last DLC was. And the new one to start now is The Rising Tide, so I figure I'll do that. And it starts on like a really fitting part 100 of this series. It's currently stream 15. When this will be cut up into parts later, this will be part 100, so that's pretty satisfying there. I was chatting with Guzma a little bit about the super bosses in this game. And apparently there's like the one for doing like all the hunt board ones, but there's the other one, Svarog, that I don't remember if we mentioned when we talked about it on stream last time. If so, I don't remember. But I looked into it, and apparently it's just, like, available here, just as a generic hunt board thing, once you get up to a certain point in the story. And it's this one here, Ruin Reawakened, and it's apparently one of the, like, major super bosses of the game that I can just go out and fight whenever I want. So I might do that at some point, but I figure I may as well do it after the second DLC, because one, this is part 100, and that's too satisfying, and I don't want to change that. And two, then I get like more OP stuff from DLC 2 that I can potentially use. I don't know how hard that's gonna be. And when I was chatting with him earlier today, he brought up a good point about since the DLCs are sold individually, it feels very much like they weren't designed to be balanced around the stuff that you get from the others. So my super cheaty Pete items here are probably not what the DLC 2 was balanced around, because he was saying that, like, it felt like pretty well balanced playing just the Rising Tide on its own without having stuff like this. So, like, maybe I'd slap it back on for Super Boss, but you know what? I think I am going to take them off for now then. But in terms of other stuff here, I could just put back on my grindy thingamabobs. The potion stuff is really, really good. So, sure, I'll do that. Can I can just unequip there. What's up? It's that Guzma nerd there. Let me sort. Then all the cheaty Pete stuff is at the bottom here. All these 5 bits there. Just get rid of them, please. Could put on those other thingamabobs. Sure, put on that, and then, whoa, all the way to the bottom. Is there any ones for, like, specific skills that I would actually care about here? Increases the rate at which dancing skill fills Sentetsu can engage by 25%. Oh! When did I get that? Would that bring me up to Sentetsuken level 5 when I pop off a Dancing Steel? Like, if I can do that, that would really increase my damage with staggers with my second Sentetsuken. Huh. That could be pretty good too, because I do use Diamond Dust a decent smidge here. As for all these thingamabobs... Oh, increased will damage. That could be pretty good, because I am using that against will a decent bit. Oh. Well, there's options. Increased combo damage of high potions by 25%. Do I really need the grindy thingamabob here? Mega Ionios was the only exception because it would have been way too hard without them. It did have a lot of health, and considering that's a DLC those items came from, I would imagine that it was meant to be, like, balanced around that. I could potentially do this one. But that's not really going to help me much with bosses, because I'm going to use it just, like, when they're staggered in bosses. But it would help me for, like, just dudos out in the field. Is what it would definitely do. Yeah, sure, let's put it on anyway. Is what I think we'll do here. Sure, that sounds good to me. I'll still use this crap. But, I suppose. Alright, think about Xenoblade 3 Mysteries as basically the entirety of Kingdom Hearts, with trying to piece it all together. Yeah, we were just chatting a little bit about the Xenoblade 3 stuff, since that was the recent video essay that I got out there, and yeah, it's a, certainly quite the video game. One that I like, but one that isn't without its fair share of, wait, what the hell? How does that make any sense? But yeah. I've heard, like, I've never looked into any before. I don't really know anything much about Kingdom Hearts, but I've heard that it gets about as crazy as Metal Gear, maybe a little bit crazier than Metal Gear in terms of what people have to, like, piece together and figure out. Yeah, let's see here. Sid, I shall not waste time mincing words. Leviathan's dominance is in need of rescue, and despite my innumerable misgivings about joining hands with an outlaw of the highest dispute, the dame has assured me that there is none better suited to the task at hand. I dare not reveal more, for this missive could fall into the wrong hands. But if what little I have penned here has kindled your interest, I bid you journey to the Vale in Northreach and inquire with one Layla. She will surely see you satisfied. I read that at the end of the last stream, but now we're properly starting it here.
Leviathan the Lost.
But yeah. So you thought Xenoblade 3 alone was bad with being vague? My god, you have no idea what you're getting into with Kingdom Hearts.
Why, what now?
Yeah, I'm sure that people really enjoy that.
Oh, I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through. I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there. I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time. Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, they will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person. And that the Vale can arrange a meeting.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Famous last words. I'm coming with you.
As am I.
Thank you. Both of you. And Otto?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here. Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Thank you. I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
Quest accepted, the Rising Tide. I'm gonna get nothing for it? 0 gil? What a ripoff! I changed my mind. I don't want to do it anymore. The Calm trophy earned. Chasing the Tides. Quest destinations for the Rising Tide are indicated with a that. After accepting the quest, current objectives are displayed in the to-do list on the right-hand side of the screen. These will temporarily replace main scenario objectives. Yeah, it was just the same as the Echoes of the Fallen thingamabob there. But yeah, Leviathan, you know, technically the first icon fight was actually in Final Fantasy 15 against Leviathan. It was when Noctis straight up fought against Leviathan himself and had a bunch of epic cutscenes too. So Final Fantasy 15 was the first icon fight, and then ends with it being the last icon fight and the hardest, but best icon fight in 16. Okay, so did you know? Huh. Yeah, I did not know that. As a matter of fact, intermisting. I assume not connected by story, but still kind of a fun thing to do there. Local map. Oh my god, there's so much. This is all the under new management stuff here. I have quest stuff everywhere. So yeah, it sounds like Leviathan hasn't really been around here for a little while. And has now all of a sudden appeared at a not so great time. That means that I'll have a little smidge of the power of all the dominance going into the final boss. Truly be complete, and then, whoa. Whoa, that house is really glitching out a little bit. And then Ultima's gonna be like super happy that I'm all complete. Well, I guess he'd be happy enough, like, if I just went as is, considering this is DLC and not a requirement to beat the game or anything, but this is probably gonna put a really big smile on his face. Not connected by story, but pretty cool nonetheless. Yeah, sounds cool there. Hello. So about this Leviathan, huh?
For a Layla.
You found one.
Amazing delivery.
So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
I don't like where this is going.
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
We're here about the letter.
Oh. Sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Among other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically?
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent, and the woman who can answer your questions.
And that's all? Nothing else?
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would probably be the case. So, okay, over that away. So I'll just zigzag around this way.
It's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town.
What if she realizes the value of the information she's party to?
And the danger it puts her in.
But yeah, I also realized it makes sense Leviathan would be the hardest icon fight too, because you're the icon of fire and Leviathan is the icon of water, and water is fire's biggest weakness. Depends on the type of fire, but generally, yes.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
Alright, they're gonna have a fun time over there. Let's not worry too much about them. When this DLC got the thing that made you stop the game for a moment because you laughed too much for 5 to 10 minutes straight? Oh.
Faster.
Oh, I need potions. After I do this, I can fast travel over to the shop. It's fine.
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but who awaits us inside?
What? Inspect staff? What? Wait, what? Off.
Thanks, Gal.
Oh, it is when you see it, may or may not make you laugh too. Oh, there's the tent. Inspect skiff. Okay, I was like, what the heck are they talking about? A tent. Nope, is behind me.
Note. No prizes for guessing who that belongs to.
Okay, I got you. Search the area around the tent. Inspect tent. Looks like someone just started a new save file of Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Why am I not surprised?
It would seem. Okay. Don't know why, but my left eye is starting to hurt. Happens from time to time, not super often here. Like one eye will just start getting a little bit of a throbbing pain. Maybe I get way too much screen time or whatever the heck. Well, and this is a thing for a different quest?
Be safe.
What's my Sentetsuken level? Oh. Here, let's... This is for some complete other side quest, but like... Even just for charging up Sentetsuken level. This could be important. Wait, what did that do to my Sentetsuken level? Okay, halfway through 4. So, I mean, from here on, I could probably do, like, a few slashes and then get it up to 5. Like, in bosses from here on is what I could do. Low on potassium, it's not necessarily twitching. Just, like, a little bit of a throbbing pain. It's pretty much gone now, but... Whoa. Just kind of comes and goes like that. Well, if it's something that ends up being really bad, then it's something that I can consider here in the future. And yeah, this is gonna be fine, so I don't need to go all out ham. Let me just charge up my Setsuken level for future battles. And do this for damage. I'm not really trying in this stagger or anything, really. So here, just do this. Is that gonna destroy this will gauge here again? My goodness, it totally is. Okay, do a little smidge of this. Oh, yeah, that sounds like it would not be very fun then. Orbs. Alright, now I can just walk up to you and... no, I can't even walk up to you. You died before then. Alright, I killed some quest guy here. I don't know what quest that was for, but, raptor liver.
That's the
Okay.
wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs.
I'm not finding the herbs.
Faster.
I'm looking for my quest thing here. Oh, it's in front of the tent.
Straight home now.
That's what it is. It might just be like some screen time kind of thing. Like, there was a time that I used to have my monitors scheduled to like reduce the amount of blue light in the later hours. I haven't done that for a long time, but maybe I should do it again at one point. I don't know how much of a difference it actually makes. Nice camera shot.
I suppose I must be.
You look like Elvis from
means you have me
Xenoblade
at a
Chronicles 1,
disadvantage.
and one of the elves from Unicorn Overlord had a child.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Moats of Water.
The moats of water.
Oh, and the cutscene style
The
changed.
very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Krieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
The surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty. So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born. But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, You will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
Alright, so I've unlocked this fast travel point. Wait till I see who the dominant is. Is it some, yeah, I never really paid attention to that before. Is it some super famous actor that I'm totally a massive fan of? I couldn't really think of anything funnier to saying that. I don't think that's not funny, whatever. I don't know.
Alright, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I don't see any wall.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
There it is, the title card, the rising tide. That's how we know we're starting properly now.
And that concludes our little voyage. We're here. It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one. I hope you're up for a climb. What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
Homecoming trophy earned. Okay, I didn't realize I was playing Xenoblade 3 here. But yeah, I actually really like this DLC, as expensive as it is. Had a lot of fun with it. I hope that it has some really good stuff in it here, because yeah, I think it's $27 for what I hear is supposedly about like a 4-hour-long DLC,
This path can be
which
treacherous,
isn't very long,
not
so
for the sheer drop
hopefully
and
that
for the
content
beasts
is
who
really,
prowl it.
really good.
Thank you for the warning.
But yeah,
And please.
maybe, but if the next stream
Call me Clive.
does end up being at Janlan, if that's the
It
direction to go,
is an alias.
since I know you're
You will
getting
be
here
pleased
in
to
a,
learn, Lady Sheila,
what, a week and a
that
half
I
now? A
have
little bit
no
less than
such
that.
aliases.
And then
Is
Janlan
that
is a few
so,
weeks from now.
Lord
If you did want to be
Marvelous?
around while I
It's all
beat the
the
game,
same
I
to
can do
me.
it at Janlan. But when you're there for a little bit under 2 days, like one full day, and a little bit under 2 half days, essentially, Wolf Trap,
We'll handle this.
I'm a little bit under leveled for this, but not majorly so it's fine.
Spells to myself.
You, time flies there, so you'll think that you have a bunch of time for things, and it turns out that you don't, and it's like, where did the time go? Is what I've found with these LAN events. When I go in with, like, a bit of a mental list of, like, things I want to get through while I'm there, and then not having the time. When did I switch to that? But yeah. So, I mean, I could try the, Svarog at the end of this stream, maybe, if I'm awake enough. Is what I could do. I don't know. I'm just kind of, like, playing basketball with them and playing on autopilot here. Is what I'm doing. Okay, get out of here. Still another guy? You. Get out of here.
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
I forgot to go and
Since
get
when
a
did a bearer ever need
potion and
crystals?
stuff.
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
And it's in for a long wait.
Yeah, so I guess they don't care about the bearers here. And the distinction and branding people and all that. Sounds like things are probably a lot more chill
We're
here
almost
then.
at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our home.
Can I see something super cinematic that might make an amazing thumbnail? That's what we're gonna do. Here it is.
Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
It's not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
Mysidia, Northern Storm. Yeah, that is really pretty.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here, if you'd care to accompany me. Let's get ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
I'm really digging the music so far. I mean, that was the same case with the Echoes of the Fallen.
it's beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
Can I call my chocobo out of curiosity? Nope. I was just curious. Okay, so you guys don't actually attack me. I was keeping a little bit of a wide berth because I thought maybe you would. Then I looked closer and I
Are
figured
those
you didn't look
stones
predatory.
glowing? That's one of the cairns
These?
which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
Just because you said that, now I won't. I started pressing this button to attack because now I'm getting mixed up with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm gonna misinput a whole bunch this stream. Going back and forth with two different very different styles of action games. Like, in terms of their buttons. Like, in terms of general combat, similar idea. Dodge and do two different types of attacks back.
Surge
But,
was an act of rage.
yeah, the buttons are very
What
different.
prompted it.
And it doesn't help matters that my main attack and dodge buttons are switched. Where, in this game, X is like my main attack button, and R1 is my main dodge button. Whereas when I'm playing AC Valhalla or Odyssey, it's R1 is my main attack button, and X is my dodge button. I say, well, square here, because the PlayStation controller, but when I'm playing those games on PC, it's with an Xbox controller, so I'm talking, like, in that sense, but square here. But yeah, when the DLC was first teased back when it only showed a single image, that scene that it just showed with a laser and the force field was the image. Well, that was cool. Doesn't AC have a controller config setting? Probably, but like, I don't want to change it to Final Fantasy 16 controls just to avoid getting mixed up. And it does make sense with the context of controls in those games where you have like the light attack and heavy attack with the two bumpers. I feel like if I swapped it around in some weird ways like that, just to be consistent with Final Fantasy 16, it would screw me up even more. Be a little bit less easy to play. And once I'm through with this game and I get more and more used to AC Valhalla, I won't have to
In
be
clear
like
view of the bay.
as confused anymore as time goes on. So, but yeah, definitely really pretty here, I will say. Very visually appealing thus far. Okay. So through the gate.
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Yeah, that's really nice. Haven. Mysidia. That's some good looking video game water right there. I didn't really look at anything else until now. I was just looking at the water.
Outsiders? Well, I never. Look at the size of that dog.
All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of Southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
Okay, this is a really cool place here. I mean, there's a lot that aren't exactly like that, but, wait, I forgot what pressing X on these does.
Well, this isn't at all foreboding.
What this is kind of reminding me of, that I get similar vibes from, is the elf village towards the end of the game in Tales of Symphonia. Like a similar aesthetic, but of course much simpler graphics with that game. Also, since, this was a while back, this is before I even played Echoes of the Fallen, listening to different music on YouTube, one of the things that got recommended to me was a piano cover of the Leviathan battle theme. And I couldn't help myself but listen to it, and it did sound really, really good. And I've noticed the village theme here uses the same leitmotif as the Leviathan battle theme, which is really, really cool. Like, I love it when there's recurring themes like that. Yeah, so I heard that, and I now realize that this village theme is a version of that. That's what I've realized. Hello? Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?